Chapter 8. The Order's Revolt. Arthur's laptop burned out at precisely 8 in the morning, not from a short circuit, but from the number of accounts being blocked simultaneously. A corporate raid, he stated, without even looking up from his desk, littered with legal documents. The Council has invoked Article 42, unstable mental state of the heir. In 2 hours, my shares will be transferred to the temporary management of the elders. They won't. Nora unfolded a diagram of the estate on the table and set a portable radiometer in the center. We have 13 minutes before they arrive. Mark, get the ventilation plans. 3 black armored SUVs were already pulling up to the gates of the Sterling mansion. 7 council members emerged, this time not in robes, but in impeccable Italian suits, carrying folders of documents and a security escort. Arthur met them on the wide marble porch. Your game is over, Arthur, the deputy chairman of the council said coldly, stepping onto the first step. You're incompetent. You brought a madwoman into this house, and, at that moment, the industrial exhaust fan whistled into life above the porch. A thick, dense, milky white fog, laced with a concentrated mixture of rotting pine needles and anomalous ozone, poured from the estate's underground utilities directly onto the attackers. Attention, Nora's voice boomed from the speakers. Background disturbance. In Sector 3, radioactive decay of mental drizzle, 1 step to the left. Baldness, 1 step to the right. Eczema. The security forces retreated in panic, covering their faces with their hands. The council's lawyers frantically began dropping papers into the mud. It's a bluff, the deputy chairman shouted, breaking through the white curtain. There are no anomalies. He jumped out onto the top landing of the porch and came face to face with little Mark. The boy sat on the threshold, wearing his oversized wool sweater, hugging his knees. He held an old wrench. He looked up at the sweaty, flushed oligarch with his dark, adult eyes. Why do you need our shares? Mark asked quietly. The deputy chairman stopped short, frozen, with the folder raised. What? It's business. It's control over resources. And when you die, the boy continued, unblinking. Will you take these resources with you, in the drawer, or just leave them for other guys to shout about on their porches? A sticky, ringing silence hung in the air. The only sound was the monotonous, dry clicking of Nora's dosimeter in the fog. The deputy chairman slowly lowered his hand, holding the folder. His eyes, accustomed to stock market quotes and takeover schemes, suddenly flashed with the wild, indescribable anguish of a man who had just realized he'd spent his entire life collecting candy wrappers. It won't fit in the drawer, he muttered, and sank helplessly onto the wet step. The remaining council members, emerging from the fog, stopped one by one, looking at their leader and the child. Their weapons and folders slid down of their own accord. Arthur approached his son, placed his hand on his shoulder, and looked at the broken arbiters of fate. Security is free, Arthur said calmly, and I recommend the council proceed to the kitchen. Nora has just made soup. The deputy chairman raised his head, looked at Arthur, and whispered, Arthur, why did we do all this anyway?